Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Ford making a bold electric announcement tonight. We'll tell you how it affects Michigan. Straight ahead.
Agent 46, you're reporting Squad 6 involved in an injury accident.
We're going to begin with a Detroit fire truck crashing into a home while on the way to a high-rise fire. Glad you're with us tonight at 11. 4 firefighters were hurt in that crash, including one ejected from the truck.
2 other vehicles also involved in the crash, with one of the drivers in critical condition. Mara McDonald is on Detroit's east side as investigators try to figure out who was at fault.
As you can see, this scene is an absolute mess. They've been cleaning it up for hours. Tow trucks everywhere, police cars. What happened here was a substantial crash.
This is where Squad 6 ended up, in the side of a house after getting into an accident at the intersection of East Forest and McClellan. The fire truck and this Mercedes colliding. The truck clips a utility pole, which then falls onto another SUV. Now, the driver of the SUV is shaken up but okay. The driver of the Mercedes, according to police, is a 50-year-old woman who's in critical condition after the wreck.
It's always an accident right here, always.
Neighbors say tonight's wreck is the 5th one in as many weeks.
We need the speed bumps. We need whatever we need. They fly down this street 90 miles an hour every day. Every day.
Detroit police reconstructing exactly how this accident went down and who's at fault.
All 4 of those Detroit firefighters who were taken to the hospital have been released, we're told, with bumps and bruises. As far as the scene out here, it's going to take hours to clean all this up. We are on Detroit's east side. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Mara, updates coming first thing in the morning. Let's move now to Ford's major announcement, with the Dearborn automaker going all in on electric vehicles with an $11 billion investment. They'll create thousands and thousands of new jobs. Jason Colthorpe live outside Ford World headquarters. A lot of headlines being made actually tonight on this announcement, Jason.
It really is, Devin, and you probably could have connected the dots here, given Ford's recent moves. I mean, the rollout of the Lightning here just a few months ago when we were here was a huge event. Still, promising to make almost half your fleet electric in less than a decade, many would call that pretty bold.
150,000 orders already in for the Lightning, the all-electric F-150, and that appears to be a jumping-off point for Ford. The automaker tonight promising that 40% of all vehicles will be battery-powered by 2030. Bill Ford told NBC News exclusively why his company is doing this now.
Because everything's changing. If my great-grandfather saw our industry 5 years ago, it would be very recognizable to him. Now we're on the cusp of a revolution.
That revolution, of course, includes the Rouge plant in Dearborn, where the Lightning is being built. But it also includes 2 new battery plants in Kentucky and another facility in Tennessee. Ford also promising more jobs and investment at the other plants in Michigan.
You think about it, there really is no American battery industry. This is the first beachhead for that. And it'll be in Kentucky and in Tennessee. Will it go elsewhere? Yeah, absolutely will.
The UAW all smiles tonight, praising Ford for investing in America and creating 11,000 new jobs. But Ford leaving the door open for global expansion.
Look, we manufacture all over the world. Someday, might we do a plant in Mexico? Yeah, we could. But, you know, it was really important to me that our flagship project happen here in America.
And that could mean very good things for all the plants in Michigan for sure. Now, all the major automakers have taken major steps forward in the EV industry, and all echoing pretty much what Bill Ford said today. Electrification is coming, and we want to be on the forefront of that. Devin?
Well, and Jason, the decision makers at not only Ford but all the automakers know that they have to deal with a lot of buyers who really aren't ready to give up on the roar of an engine and doing it the old gasoline way, right?
He had a very quick answer to that very concern for the buyer, and he would speak directly to them and say, just try it. I know you've been down this road. People
Yes.
worry about what that's going to be. Am I going to be able to go when I want to go? And I remember one of the executives here with the Lightning said, you're going to hit that pedal and it's going to go from 0 to 60 in 4 seconds in an electric vehicle.
I feel far more likely to get a case of whiplash in the Mustang Mach-E than in the other car right now. Yeah, all right, Jason.
Right.
Without the lag of the
Without the lag,
transmission
that's
going
right.
from first to second to third or whatever. It's just
the automatic
incredible.
torque is something you really have to experience. All right, let's move to the coronavirus headlines tonight. The state reporting rising case numbers and school outbreaks.
Michigan reports 7,733 cases and 35 deaths over the last 3 days. It's an average of 2,578 cases per day. Michigan also reports 106 new schools are dealing with outbreaks. President Joe Biden received his booster shot of the Pfizer vaccine. Millions of Americans, including those 65 and older, are eligible to get the booster 6 months after their last vaccine. And Pfizer has started a study of its pill that's designed to prevent COVID infection.
Troy police are searching for a man accused of trying to abduct a girl who was walking home from school. We've got a sketch of the man police are seeking. It happened on Dickerson near Jefferson last week. Police said the man grabbed the girl, tried to kiss her, and tried to take off her shirt. Well, the girl's tablet started ringing, and that caused the man to push the girl away and run off. But if you recognize this, the suspect in this sketch, or if you've got any information that might help police, you're asked to give Detroit police a call.
R&B singer R. Kelly is found guilty on all counts in his sex trafficking trial. The jury found him guilty of 1 count of racketeering and 8 counts of sex trafficking. It comes after years of allegations of misconduct with young women and children. More than 40 witnesses testified against Kelly, including accusers who had previously not gone public with their stories.
Today's guilty verdict forever brands R. Kelly as a predator who used his fame and fortune to prey on the young, the vulnerable, and the voiceless.
Kelly faces the possibility of decades in prison. His sentencing is set for May of 2022.
Federal prosecutors accuse a former Detroit Fire Union treasurer of stealing more than $200,000 in union money. 62-year-old Verdine Day is charged with bank fraud and wire fraud. Prosecutors say she stole more than $220,000 by writing herself checks and using union credit cards on personal expenses like flights and cruises. She has been released from custody after posting $10,000 bond.
Detroit City Councilman Andre Spivey has a plea hearing scheduled for tomorrow afternoon.
Spivey, of course, is facing a federal bribery charge over allegations he accepted more than $35,000 to be influenced and rewarded for votes. That plea hearing scheduled for 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
There could be some loud noises coming from Selfridge Air National Guard Base tomorrow. That's because the base will be conducting military training exercises that will include the use of sirens, loudspeakers, and even simulated gunfire. So be warned.
Every time they do this, we get calls.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what's happening.
Be warned. All right, still ahead. An accident at a haunted house sends an 11-year-old boy to the hospital.
What went wrong that now has one of the actors facing charges? Here's Andrew.
And we're looking at a beautiful night shaping up so far, Kimberly and Devin. 66 mild degrees right now. It cools off tonight, and here's your bus stop forecast for the morning to help prepare you. We're in the 50s, but it does remain dry. How warm does it get tomorrow? What about the rest of the week? Your full 7-day forecast coming up.
They're thieves. They target our schools.
You're talking about 5 to 12-year-olds and shutting down their learning.
Cyber attacks, a big problem with hackers zeroing in on school districts everywhere.
They're getting smarter, and they're understanding what that level of pain is, and therefore the ransoms are going up.
The attacks, the ransoms, and what can be done about it coming up.
For many Metro Detroiters, losing their home feels impossible to overcome.
It's like a bottomless pit, you're just constantly falling and no help to catch your fall.
But tomorrow morning at 6:30, see how one local organization is helping families in need stay in their homes by doing something very surprising that it's almost hard to believe.
It just wasn't real. It just, who pays your taxes? I've never heard of that.
It is real, and you need to call us.
Find out how in my Your Neighborhood report. That's tomorrow on Local 4 News Today.
This week.